welcome back to my channel. Now, today I'm gonna do a little video of my coming out story.
Lord, you know how hard it is dealing with the pain day to day of a white man. She can never be what I am, but as long as he with me, that's what it's gonna be.
My story started off, I'd say 6th grade. It was this guy in there that I thought was so cute. He was so cute. But he had a girlfriend. I knew it, but I didn't care. I didn't care at all. And I was like, okay, so I was well aware that I didn't feel how other people around me felt. Like, I knew I didn't like the opposite sex, but I was terrified to tell somebody because there wasn't nobody like me around. So I kept all this to myself. Until middle school. I think it was middle school. I guess I was, switching too hard, or the flick of the wrist was just, it was a bit strong. But my mom had asked me, was I gay? And I was like, what? No, me? No, not me. So she let it go. I would say a year after that, still in middle school, I had got into a fight at school, and so my mom and dad tired of beating my ass, so they took my phone. Now, when they took my phone, I didn't have no passcode on it. I don't think I had a passcode on it. And so they can just go in there and, whenever they get ready, or receive text messages. So while they had my phone, it was going off, and it was from a guy that I was texting. And he was saying some, X-rated shit. So my dad had asked me. He was like, so you want to tell us something? I'm like, no, not at all. He was like, okay. And so my mom, I will never forget, she was so disappointed. She came in and she was like, so why is such and such texting you, these type of messages? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, maybe the wrong number. And she was okay. I knew she didn't believe me. She didn't believe shit I was saying, but she said okay, and she let it go. At that time, I didn't live with my parents like that. I would live with my grandmother, and God rest her soul, she knew, and I did not know that she tried to tell my mom that I was a sugarfoot. I didn't know that until after she passed away. And my aunt told me. But yeah, so she tried to warn my mom that I was a sugarfoot, but my mom, being a really heavy Christian, didn't believe it. So I got to a point where I was so comfortable with having those conversations with my grandmother, opening up to her about what I was feeling and what I was going through. No, she did not necessarily understand, but because I was her grandchild, she listened. And that's kind of sad, because most people don't have, well, no, let me not say that. Most people don't have that parent or that grandparent that will accept them enough to feel free to go to them to talk about that, because most of them, especially in the Black community, you're going to hell and all that bullshit, and wonder why our youth is unaliving themselves because of bullshit like that. Like bullshit like people like in the Christian community. Not all people, not all Christians, but like most of them, because like you're taught that if you date or have sex with the same sex, then that's a sin. Okay, cool. But no, it didn't stop my grandmother for loving me. So it got to the point where I started telling her everything. Like I was telling her, like I went to my grandmother like she was my good Judy. I was like, girl, let me tell you what the fuck just happened. And like she would listen, and it's so important that me and her had those conversations, because in the midst of us having that conversation, she informed me about some things that she did. Not like gay stuff, nothing like that, but as far as like drinking and fighting and of the world that she opened up to me. And I think that's what brought our relationship closer, was because we was able to do that. I'll never forget a day that I told my dad. At this point, I was in high school. No, before that, I think my dad knew because he found some thongs. Child, chickaboo. He found some thongs in my room. And I don't think he never told my mom this, but she had left and went, so I think she went to Bible study or church somewhere. And he was like, hey, so I was cleaning up the back room and I found some thongs. And they yours? And I couldn't lie and be like, hell no, they ain't mine, because like they was big, girl. So I was like, yeah. He was like, why do you have them? And I was like, you know, because they feel comfortable. He didn't push the situation, but even though we both knew he knew, he didn't press it or whatnot. So I knew that telling my dad that I was gay is something that I needed to do. But when I told him, he was like, and I was really, scared as hell, because my dad was a deacon of the church, well, still is actually. So I didn't know how he was going to react, but me and him had a conversation, and he accepted me. He said that he may not like, what I do, but he accepted me, and I was his son. He still loved me. And all I could do was cry. I was like, oh shit. But I'm very aware that I'm fortunate to have parents like that. Because most black kids don't. And that's sad. If you're watching this and you have a gay child, just be there for them. They need somebody to be there for them. And then when you don't accept them, the people at school don't accept them, and then when they unalive themselves, like, you don't understand what happens. I don't get that. So just please just be there for your children.